how to clean your Eufy breast pump is essential for maintaining hygiene as well as pump efficiency. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to clean a Eufy breast pump and how to sterilize a Eufy breast pump so you can continue to pump with confidence. Now, this video is relevant to all the Eufy breast pump models, including the Eufy E20 and Eufy S1 and S1 Pro. So let's get started and take a look at how often you should be cleaning and sterilizing your Eufy pump and why it actually matters. So first of all, we should be cleaning our pump and sterilizing it before our very first use. So when you first unbox your Eufy pump, you're going to want to make sure it is cleaned and sterilized before using it for the first time. After that, we are going to want to be cleaning our pump after every use. Now, there is an exception with what we call the fridge hack, and I will dive into that a little bit later in this video. But essentially, we're going to be wanting to clean our pump after every use and then sterilizing our Eufy pump at least once a day or within a 24-hour period. Now, there are a couple of exceptions to this. If you have a premature baby, immunocompromised, under 2 months, you may need to be sterilizing more often. But for the general, it's at least once every 24-hour period. So let's take a look. How do we clean our Eufy pump? There are a few different options we have, which is fantastic. You obviously have your traditional warm soapy water, which I'll do in a minute. We also have breast pump wipes. Now, I do really love these. They make it so easy and convenient, especially if you're pumping on the go. You simply take a wipe, you grab your pump parts and give it a really good wipe down, get in all the crevices, and this will clean your pump for you. There's no need to rinse. It is safe for your baby. It's hyperallergenic, powered by plants. So it's a really great, easy, on-the-go way to clean your pump in between sessions. The other option you have if you are home is you are able to place your pump parts into the dishwasher. They are top rack safe. So that's, again, a really nice, simple way to clean your pump parts in between use. The other option we have is warm soapy water. So we are going to want to disassemble our pump parts. We're going to want to put the motor aside. Now, you never need to wash your pump motor. If you get any residue on it, simply grab a wipe, give it a little bit of a rub, get that off. Your pump motor has electronics in it. If it gets submerged in water, you will destroy your pump, you'll void your warranty. So just place this to the side. I actually like to put mine on charge, so then it's ready for my next use. Okay, so we've disassembled our pump parts. We are going to want to rinse them in warm running water. And once we have got most of the breast milk residue off, we're going to place them into warm soapy water. Now, ideally, you will have a dedicated basin for washing your pump parts. This just helps to reduce any bacterial risk. If it's only your breast milk going in here and your pump parts, you're not getting any potential bacteria contamination from other parts of the house. So we're going to take our pump parts. I like to use a simple bottle pump cleaning brush. You're going to get in any of the bits. We're going to give it a good thorough clean all the way through all these little gaps, nooks and crannies. Make sure that you've got any breast milk residue off. It's also a really great time to check over all your pump parts, especially, if I can find it, your duckbill valve. Now, your duckbill valve, if you're not aware, these do need to be replaced every 2 months, depending on your usage. Their job when you're pumping is to open and close, and it pushes the breast milk from your flange into your collection container. So what happens over time, because they're opening and closing all the time, they start to loosen and they can stay open a little bit. This then leads to a loss of suction. So if you're noticing after 2 months that your pump doesn't feel like it's working as strong as what it was previously, replace this little guy. And you'll probably find your pump goes right back to maintaining that suction. You might also notice that you're getting a little bit more milk pooling around your nipple, or a few leaks. It's not going into the container as well. That's this guy. So while you're washing your pump parts, it's a great time to check and make sure that they are all nice and maintained. Make sure you get in and give it a good clean. I don't like, you can get a smaller brush. I don't love brushing all the way through this top part here, because you're going to stretch it. Unless you absolutely need to, just get in and give it a good clean. Or if it's got a lot of build up, just replace it. The other question I get asked a lot is this part here, the magnetics. Can these be submerged in water? Yes, they are designed to, your flange is designed to be cleaned and sterilized. As such, this part is safe to go in the water. Again, with the heating pad, you're not going to have any issues cleaning or sterilizing your pump. I do recommend, though, not leaving your parts for a long time in water. They do have metal in them over time that may get damaged, but that's only really if you're consistently leaving your parts in water for long periods of time. So once we have done a great job cleaning these, we're going to then want to rinse them off, any of the soapy suds, and then we're going to want to take a dry paper towel. Imagine I have rinsed these off. A dry paper towel. I like to shake any of the water off as much as I can before I place them on there. And we're going to let these air dry. Now you can also use a dish drying rack, which is probably better than a paper towel, so you get the airflow going through. We want to make sure we're using a dry paper towel over a dishcloth, because we don't want to have any bacteria coming across, contaminating our nice clean pump parts from the from the dishcloth. We also want to make sure we're not getting any lint that comes over from a dishcloth either. So we're going to let these air dry, and then once they are fully dry, that's then where we can assemble our pump parts again, making sure we've got nice clean hands, and then it is ready for use. Now, I will add in, make sure your pump parts are completely dry before assembling your pump. We do not want any moisture in there. Again, that can help breed bacteria, but also if you're having moisture on these sealed areas, it can make the seal a little bit ineffective, so it may impact your suction. So again, make sure your pump parts are fully dry. If you get really stuck and you need to use your pump straight away, grab a hairdryer, give it a little air dry down, or ideally just let them air dry on the bench. Sometimes it can be really handy to have a few different pump parts, especially if you are exclusively pumping. All right, so that's the cleaning of our pump. But I said once a day we need to sterilize it as well. So after you've cleaned your pump parts and you've rinsed them, to sterilize, we're going to want to pop them into a pot of boiling water. Now, we're going to boil for 5 minutes and consistently stir while we are boiling. That prevents any of the silicone parts getting caught on the bottom of your pot. So we're going to stir continuously for 5 minutes. At the end of the 5 minutes, we're going to take a dry cloth, use tongs because this is going to be hot, and we're going to take out our pump parts and again, let them air dry, and that then is your sterilization process. The other way you can sterilize your pump parts is using an electric sterilizer. Needs to be a steam sterilizer. These are not suitable for UV or microwave steam bags. It needs to be a steam sterilizer. The reason being, if these parts go over 110 degrees Celsius, they may get damaged. So steam generally is up to 100 degrees Celsius. So we can use a steam sterilizer, but outside of that, you may damage your parts and void your warranty. So a steam sterilizer, you may even prefer to use something like the Momcozy KleanPal, which will clean and then sterilize your pump parts, make it nice and easy. That again is another great option. Okay, so I did mention earlier though about this fridge hack. Now, simply, it's a way that we do not need to clean our pump parts after each use. Now, this is really only ideal if you have access to a fridge. So if you're pumping at home or pumping at work and you have access to a fridge that can maintain constant temperature, then we can use the fridge hack. So this is usable for up to 24 hours of pumping. After those 24 hours, you need to clean your pump thoroughly and making sure that you're sterilizing. It's also not for premature babies, immunocompromised, or under 2 months. It is super easy to do. Simply remove your pump motor, set that aside, keep your pump assembled. We're going to want to pour out all of the breast milk, and then we're going to place our pump, keep it assembled into an airtight container. This can also be an airtight silicone bag, and then we're going to want to stand it upright in the fridge. We do not need to rinse this. We do not need to clean it first. We simply pop it into our airtight container, place it in the fridge upright, and then when we are ready to use our pump again, if it's within that 24 hours, we simply attach the pump motor and then start pumping. So it's really a great way to reduce some of that cleaning, some of the cleaning. So if you have access to the fridge, I do recommend it. Just makes it that much easier. So hopefully this has helped. If you have any questions at all, whether it's about the fridge hack, cleaning, or sterilizing your pump, please ask. I will do my very best to answer. And if you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up. That really does help the content get seen by other pumping mums. And if you want to see more videos like this, then hit that subscribe. Cheers.